Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Bravery, okay. Gentleness, okay. Mother. And river. And roots. This reminds me a little bit of Gaia energy, right? Mother Earth with the river. Very very fundamental somehow, right? So I think in this case, the message here is that your bravery is in your gentleness, lies in this. And somehow with just her peeking through like this, I feel that it's something that you need to be gentle with yourself. I think, when we talk to ourselves in a way of achievements or what we the load we carry, right? We often just speak to ourselves in a very harsh way and with not much understanding. And I think in this case, in your case, you need to be more gentle with yourself, because this is your bravery. And in a way, this bravery card also reflects the bravery that you show when you are a bit harder, when you are showing your more resilient side. And I feel that it's time for you to show your more, that the bravery is, in this case, more in the more feminine aspect and a little bit more soft than hard. Because in with the mother card, mothers, I'm not a mother, but I can assume that the motherly side is a side that is also, or motherhood is something that puts your soft side there, because when you have to nourish a new being, and you give up a lot of things for yourself to be able to be the caregiver. And in a way, I think that's very brave, because it requires a lot of love to be able to do that. Without love, it would be torture, I think. Because you have to give up so much of your own self, as from a mother, from a female perspective, right? So the Fortune's wheel is on the bottom. Let's see. Grieving. Oh, very soft grieving energy. I don't know what this means to you, but I feel that there's something that you are. It can go in so many ways. Grieving, of course, is a card of loss. So, and trust. And loss is, manifestation, okay. And prosperity. What's going on? Okay, this took a turn. So I think with the grieving card, it just means that it surprised me in this reading, because it doesn't feel to me that there is grief for a specific being, but it could be. And it could be, maybe it's grieving for a part of yourself when you are an old self, when you are going through a transition, and you know that you are never going to be the same. Just because of the mother card, I do have this example of becoming someone different, because something like having a child gives a lot of, this is a big transition. But I don't really want to talk too much about having a child. It can be anything, anything that is has got something to do with change. And I feel that with the river card and the gentleness and all this, the soft energies, I feel that you are stepping onto the journey of changing yourself by discovering this. It's like when you are gentle enough to yourself to admit certain things, to yourself that you are otherwise you were denying, for example. It's also rediscovering love for yourself that you maybe did not feel too much before regarding just treating yourself well and looking at yourself when you are in a situation that is not good for you, admitting to yourself that this is the case. And this is a bravery, because sometimes we have to remove ourselves from situations that are not healthy. And this is bravery itself, because we often search for external circumstances to pull us out of certain things. But in this case, I feel that you need to do this yourself. And maybe this is just a grieving process, because it is... it's a transformative process, and whenever there's transformation, there's change, and it's not always comfortable at all. I feel though that in this case the comfort will come very quickly, because with the trust and the manifestation card and prosperity. What else? What is this, right? I feel that your change is coming quickly because you have trust in this. Maybe you have been through transformative phases in your life before, and just because of the different people in this card, I feel this is the same person, just in a different circumstance. It's a pattern somehow that you are grieving about, and it can go back through ages. It can go back even through generations. Maybe you notice something, a pattern. Maybe you are with a mother. It could also be that you discover a pattern that your mother had, that you somehow inherited. Like it's astonishing sometimes how similar we are to our parents when we really have a look at it, and how similar some life paths even are. So similar, not the same, of course, but somehow similar. For example, I can give you an example from my life. My mother, she was from Poland, and she immigrated to Germany. And I am now from Germany, but I immigrated to the UK. Right, so we both moved to a different country. The circumstances are completely different, and there's so much more to everything that it's just the basic structure of a pattern, right? But if you discover this for yourself, it's just an example, and you want to change something about a certain pattern. This is not very spectacular, so to say. It's just, it's a usual normal thing. It's like people do that, right? Move to a different country and things like that. But I feel that this has got something to do with your, with the way you treat yourself. And also with the river, I feel there's more to the river card than just the way water flows. Because I think with the river, the water flows naturally towards certain things, right? It's wherever the nature is being, however the landscape is formed, the way the water flows as well. And I feel that somehow your landscapes changes, so the water flows in a different way, because this almost looks a little bit like there's a new path going for this river. It just looks like it. It could be also just a mountain, but it looks a little bit like it. And when this new path is building for yourself, that's something, it's basically leaving behind all the patterns of your family, or what you inherited somehow. Of course, there are still things that, there's still the water. The water is still the same. It's just flowing in a different direction. And I feel that this is very significant for you. And this is a grieving process, because it's, you're not just healing yourself, you're also healing maybe something that was not good, or not beneficial for many generations for you and your ancestors somehow. And I feel that you are healing this. And it's not the easiest process, because there's so much involved in landscape changes. If we want to say that this is maybe where how the earth plates, how they change, when they move, it feels to me that this is a landslide like this that opens up a new pathway, and there's so much force involved for this shift. It's just a shift. After the shift, when the water starts flowing in this direction, it's very, very fast that you can accommodate to this. It's very fast. It's just the initial shift that is causing struggle. It's a resistance. She looks like she's standing at the ocean, right? But at night, and it's a very gloomy image, I think. But this is how it could feel like for you a little bit, because it's such a big shift. It's just the struggle of the land. It feels to me, there's if you want to say that those areas are being pulled or pushed through the so the area is being pushed aside, and then it's a lot of pressure that is being applied to this situation for it to move. But once the path is clear and the water flows in this direction, it's easier. It's getting easier, but also of course it's causing a lot of different it's also affecting the past, since time is somewhat an illusion. I feel that, when the water starts flowing in this direction, there's so much water that flows in a certain direction. I wouldn't say that it is infinite. I think that's maybe the hardest part about it a little bit, that this water is not infinite. It's just, it's like on Earth. Everything we have here is one structure. There's nothing coming to it unless it is coming from a different planet, which, well, I wouldn't doubt it that something like this could happen, right? It's just, I'm saying just that in this case, the water supply or the water flow is probably going to change the landscape in this direction as well. So if you want to say that, which is strange, usually I would say this is the future and this is the past, but in this case it's different. It's like changing the direction of your life in a very fundamental way, because this will affect future generations as well, and that's why it might feel a little bit more intense. But it's happening. You cannot avoid it. It's just the little phase of resistance in between. The little phase of the land pushing and pulling until it rips apart. It's like splitting this somehow, right? Yeah. It's just, but there's a lot of force still required until it's formed, the new. And so for you, it would be just that you need to trust the process, and yeah, that's the only thing you can do. You can, and it's comforting because you can just trust the process, even though, of course, when you are the land that is being rearranged, of course it feels intense, but there's nothing you can do against it. I think it happens naturally, even though you feel the push and pull, and it might even look like this in your life a little bit, that you are going forward, backward, or, one step in, 2 steps backwards, 3 steps in, and so on. But the change is happening. There's nothing, this is certain, because it was time. It was simply time for it, because this if you just see the way it looks like here, it just looks like it's already in the plan somehow. It's like when humanity is not ready to receive information somehow. Information that maybe has been discovered by many other generations before, but had to be kept hidden because humanity wasn't ready, and humanity has been prepared for certain developments. Just the river had to flow in this direction for a while, but at some point there is a point in time where the information has to be given, because it is a fundamental information that defines the path of future generations. And I feel that, so from a collective perspective, I feel that this is this is something that just had to occur. And I feel we are still a little bit in between, but it is going to happen. So I feel that there are there's information out there, that knowledge, just something that we need to know as a whole, and we will know it, but it needed to play out over. I think for me it feels that this has been through generations, 50 years, even before that. There has been information out there, and now we are ready to receive it, and without too much destruction somehow. Okay, and with in your personal life, with the prosperity in the back, can be a generational pattern of poverty and lack of prosperity that is being broken. Because, well, they always say, you are being born into poverty, and then it's not that easy to get out of it. It's with the mother, right? It's where you are getting born into. But I feel that this is changing just because of the word prosperity. But if you look at prosperity not from a monetary perspective, but more from an energetic perspective, because the monetary world is a world that we have invented. And I feel that in this card, they look like coins, but they look a bit more lighter than coins. If she was standing underneath a big bucket of coins, she would probably be hurt by gravity, unless gravity changes, which could be something. But I feel that this is very that's energetic. So instead of monetary, instead of a monetary foundation, which is in fact limited, there's something underneath it or above it, I want to say, that is unlimited. Somehow. And there is knowledge about unlimited energy already in our atmosphere, but it has not been published, so to say. So the knowledge is out there. It's it just needs to be accessed by the masses. It's this, and this will, with a shift of perception for everyone, lead to prosperity for all of us, because we are all one system. And by the time we have reached, or the majority of us has reached this consciousness, we are going to experience this shift. And this shift is going to be profound, fundamental, and it changes the course of I don't want to just say humanity, because we are just a part of it. There's much more to it. And I want to say it has an impact that is not just global, but also a universal impact. Because it's hard to describe. Unlimited energy means there is also no restriction in space. And Earth is space. Okay. Yeah. So okay. That's why I couldn't sleep. Yeah. Let's put another card. I feel like I don't know what I said. It's okay. Impulse. Okay, and regret. Oh. Okay, those are, you know, regret is a feeling that is a part that we need to release. It's a feeling that is going to be left behind in the shift, because regret indicates that wrong decisions are being made, when in fact there is no such judgment. And once we have achieved this consciousness, which is, I think this comes through like an impulse of, like a heartbeat, like yeah, like the life force, you know. It's just something that needed to be released, and I feel that this is somehow, you know, the knowledge of this is reaching a lot of people simultaneously, like an impulse, you know, like a wave, like a laser beam that is being witnessed somehow, but not in a destructive way, you know, because laser can destruct as well. So only resistance would cause destruction, and resistance means fighting something, you know. It's like those, I don't know what those are, stones, and they look like they form a blockade here, right? And it doesn't matter, the water is still flowing, it just flows in a different direction, you know. And I feel that the blockade is being removed by trusting, and by just surrendering to the process and releasing regret. It could also come in a later stage, that we look back when we have already experienced the changes, and then we notice how much we were suffering in the old system, and then we could feel regret, because it could have been easier earlier, and it did not require as much struggle or pain in the first place. It didn't. It was easy. Create. Okay. And observe. Okay. Yeah, so certainly that's very magical. Yeah, again, gravity, right? If you look at this, the house, or what this is, it goes upwards, I think, and Earth is revealing something, and it's something that has always been there. It's just it's like a magical landscape with a key. Do you see that? There's a small key right there. Wow. It's just whoop, going up, and I feel that this is the key to this one, this here. It's like this treasure chest has been closed, and we are opening it. And therefore, by opening this, by having the key to open it, we are discovering the magic underneath it. And it's very, uplifting and very, very magical in a way. But also with the Observe card, I feel that we need to pay attention and just observe how we feel in a more soft way, just in a more the tiny things, because this key is so tiny. Look at this. That's so small compared to the big changes that are occurring. So and I feel that creation helps going through this phase in a very small day-to-day way, even though it's big, because it felt like a big message. So I'm gonna pull a Monology card to wrap it all up, and I feel that this was collective somehow. Bring love into the situation. Yes, of course. And again, be bold and make the first move. So make the first move in seeing what you are resisting and where it leads to. Somehow I just want to move this. Do you see all the nice stones that have joined us? I felt that I wanted to be surrounded by those stones, and for me, stones have consciousness just as everything else. So in a way, it feels that I am not just being watched by you, but also by those stones. And they're special, and sometimes I get distracted and I just have a look and see how beautiful they are. And they are really special. Some of them are really, I don't know, it's just magical. So I think we need to observe the small things and see also, some patterns that want to be released, and also the feeling of holding something too tight and then letting it loose, and then it feels better. This is the feeling that we need to achieve, and it is being achieved with love. So in a way, it's just big love energy that is going through like an impulse. I mean, of course, it's hard in this card here. It's a big love impulse, right? It's a big love energy that is going through, and it unlocks it. I feel that love is the key in a way to this, which might be, considering what I just said, that I barely remember, but something like, it's huge. All right. Yeah, but I feel that sometimes love can feel big as well, when it is so fundamental. Yeah, it's like we are going through this portal all together. Okay, so additional info is in the litter box below, and see you next time. Bye.